Sounds all right.
Sounds all right. Okay. Good. We can get stuck into things then, I guess.
Yeah.
So, shit, I don't even know where to start. But honestly,
Yeah.
Things that have been going on around the Elite in the last it's been about 5 weeks, I think, since I caught up with Dusky. So maybe we won't start with what's particularly important to you, because we'll get to that at a certain point, I think. But anything that you've noticed happening around the Elite?
Yeah, there's been a lot happening. I mean, if we talk about just for October, we have I'll say Brent so far is really putting on a show this October, with like his Frigate 23, Cavs 101. So I think he recently got 46 as well on S2 Agent. So he's really coming up, and I'm hoping he can maybe pull on a sort of insane streak of good times. So that'll be good to see. That'll be cool to see from him. And I think he was playing Control earlier today.
Okay.
So, yeah. He has a lot of NAs too, so yeah.
Brent's been going pretty hard in the last week or so. I think Frigate 23, Cavs 101. A few things happening there.
Yeah.
I mean, the big event, as far as I'm concerned, for the last month was the Jackstar 53.
Oh yeah, that was a big event as well. I remember the night he got that. He got the Jap carts, and like we were all excited to see how easy it would make it for him, and it turns out it made it very easy for him. He got it like 2 hours after getting his Jap cart. And
it took him half an hour of that was working out how to turn on the console and get the capture card working, right?
Yeah, so that was funny. So yeah, he smashed that as soon as he got the Jap cart, and yeah, I'm really happy for him. I've wanted him to get that time for so long. I mean, I know we all have wanted him to get that time for so long, and I'm just really glad he finally got it, and I hope he's playing. He's been playing Depot now, I see. So I hope he can get that warp down.
So that was May through to, what are we now? October.
May to almost October. So like 5 months.
That's a serious commitment. Mm-hmm. It's a serious commitment to a time. Over on PD, we've had Sam Fisher destroy the Flicker form sweep.
Yep. Fellow Colorado native Sam Fisher, Neil Case. I'm proud of my boy. He's been killing it on Crash Site. He says he doesn't know what he wants to play next. I'm hoping he'll make a crack at it for like PA, Crash Site PA. I'd like to see him high on the leaderboards there. I'm wondering, actually, I don't know what his PA time is. Yeah, he could like, it doesn't look like he has a run with the clip, looking at his time. Maybe it is with the clip, I'm not sure, but it's 152.
So he's got opportunity to go lower.
I could say for sure, he could definitely get lower and put himself higher on the leaderboard. At least his second place. We got Kev here, he's at 285. Any 90-pointer Sam Fisher gets will put him in second place. It's basically anything 149 or lower. So we'll see if he does that or decides to go elsewhere. Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he's been doing that. It's good to look that. We've had a fair bit of movement in the kind of PD top. In fact, in GE too. Like there's a fair bit of movement in that top 20, top 30 range at the moment. Yeah. I mean, Perna's still been playing a fair ton, and
Perna, fucking baller, getting the 112 finally after
the 112
after so long.
The kid can't settle down and play Archive 16, but he can get a one-liner in PD.
The dude's an enigma for sure. I'll say that much.
Yeah, that's a big boy time, that's for sure. What is it? IL, PA, TR,
and PE.
PE. It's it's pretty handy. Pretty handy set of initials to join.
Yeah.
And we've had I'm just trying to think about what other world records have happened recently. We had Joris with the 48.
Came out of nowhere basically. He looked like he was grinding that in secret for a while, and yeah, it paid off, and he got the 48. And yeah, another interesting thing he posted today was he got a Streets 110 with the GL cheat on, which I found interesting as well. Finally, as far as I know, the first person to ever get that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, the 48. That's a nice world record to have if you're wanting to rise in PD for sure. I think it's the oldest world record in the game now, actually.
Yep. I'm going back through an RSS feed of world records and stuff that I haven't commented on. You know, it has been a while.
Yeah.
Runway 21 was tied.
Yeah. I didn't know who it was at first who tied it, but I saw his YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. I remember he had originally was playing PAL and spent so long trying to get 22 on PAL.
Yeah, like 1,000 hours or something.
Yeah, it was something crazy. Then he eventually got 22, but then yeah, he decided to grind for 21, and what was the number? He had a crazy number. It was a lot more than
yeah, it was heaps more than Berg. Berg only had.
It was definitely in the thousands.
Yeah.
So yeah, props to him. I don't want to butcher his name. Joachim Leong.
Is that that's probably better than I would have done. So well done.
Phalangen, or whatever his YouTube name is. I probably pronounced that way wrong, but congrats to him, of course. That's a very
yep.
Untied Slay is very nice, especially when it's Runway 21.
Like time immense. Like I honestly thought that Runway 21 would just be untied for years.
Yeah.
Because I just thought that juggle had so much proprietary Berg feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's definitely going to be a specialist time. It's not going to be something a top player is going to want to invest a lot of time in, because it seems like a time with that it just requires so much time investment into getting the juggle right, and yeah, it's going to become one of those times where new players I guess Joachim, as Ricky is saying, or yeah, just anyone who wants to specialize in being a runway god, basically.
Yeah,
that would 21's the time to go for then.
It's a good opportunity for somebody who wants to get a proper insane world record. Like Joris did that good post a few months back about the Fantastic Four. So rather than the boring four, the Fantastic Four. And I thought that was an interesting angle, you know. So once somebody ties 52, if they've, you know, if they're going to try and complete that set, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
I think, yeah. You go on.
Yeah, 21's insane. There's also been a few, you know, I have to going back here, but we've got old mates Haycock with the 33s completing the sweep, and a few Depot 23s as well. One I really wasn't expecting, Eric P.
Eric P. Yeah, that was a little surprising to me too, especially how sort of quick it seemed to get it. Maybe it was a little less quick than I anticipated. I'm not 100% sure how long he was grinding for that, but yeah, I'm really surprised that Eric got it, and I'm happy for him though. That's a great time to have.
That's not going anywhere anytime soon, is it?
Yeah, it's a max time as far as we know, barring some other warp shenanigans with the second door warp or whatever, or something along that. But yeah, that's definitely a good time to have. It's gonna be a record for a while. And then Sam as well beat me to it. Beat me to the 23. And then yeah, I also got the, like you were saying, the Cradle 33s were um, very nice for him to have. It was a time he was chasing for so long back in like 2016. Even though he didn't want it, he didn't get it the way he wanted to get it with the old strat. I still think he's still relieved to have those times finally.
Yeah. The way
So
that he wants 33 is kind of the same way that Chris G seems to want 32 at the moment.
yeah,
Like it's
hmm
right on the edge of possibility, potentially,
hmm
there.
yeah,
I just like the story about Eric, the way that he got that 23. You know, he streamed for 14 hours the day before and didn't get a warp, and then turns the
yeah,
console on for 5 minutes and just
yeah,
quantum
and
tunnels through and gets 23.
yeah. I almost got the voice chat reaction on my stream because I was streaming, but I had like right before he got it, I muted for some reason. I don't remember why I muted the voice chat. And then yeah, right after I muted, Clobber added me and said, "Holy shit, Eric got 23." And and I like joined back in and I saw it and I was like, "Holy shit, no way." So that was funny. I almost could have gotten the voice chat reaction, but Eric's reaction itself is on its own is pretty good.
And we're talking about movement
Yeah.
in PD top 20. We haven't actually even talked about Zella. You know,
Oh yeah, Will. He's a machine.
when I started
Fucking
making the seedings for bracket for the PD Cup bracket, he was ranked just outside of the top 30, I think. And then
yeah.
by the time I'd finished making the seeds for it, he was like 16th.
Yeah, no, he's been on an absolute tear. Uh, see what the recent times he's gotten. Yeah, he was playing a lot of Escape. I remember um he's been in voice chat a lot, as you probably know. So I've seen him playing Escape, CI. Yeah, I got Defection 5 as well, which is a good world record for PD. Um, and yeah, and he said his BIOS is probably hoarding. So what could he possibly have?
That
Is he
was
potentially top 10?
hasn't
Who
that
knows?
changed? Like the probability has decreased there. Didn't it used to be definitely hoarding?
No, no, yeah, it was. It used to be, yes, definitely hoarding. Now
So,
it's just probably hoarding.
so
So
in a few weeks it's
who
going to be
knows?
maybe hoarding, and then in a few months it'll be not hoarding.
Yeah, he'll have unhoarded all of his times. So yeah, hope he gets top 10 someday. And yeah, he's a machine. That's what else can I say?
And
Clean up those villa times though. Those villa times are looking kind of yikes. That's all I have to say about that. So
um, now we haven't talked about Surface 2, you know, so all this movement came out of the fresh the fresh Ted Tass, you know, and Ted's gets all keen on a new nade strat, and the Lou seems to be the only one to do it. But we got
yeah.
got a new SA strat. You know, Birdie's been grinding those 51 attempts.
hmm Yeah, it's been pretty crazy the past. It's almost 2 months now. I remember when we were first talking about the strat. I came into voice chat one day and everyone was playing Surface 2. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And I see it like people are shooting through the walls, and I'm like, "Holy shit, what is this?" So I decided to try it out. I get my PB 130 after a few hours. I'm like, okay, nice. And then I went back to grind streets because I was grinding streets for 111 at the time.
Yep.
And then after I got that, I didn't really know where to go. I kind of wanted to play caverns, but there was so much activity on Surface too. I just kind of wanted to gravitate towards there at first, Surface 2. Um, so yeah, Clemens started streaming it a ton. Of course, he was already planning on going for Surface 2 sweep, and he had just gotten 46 when the strat came out. So this was perfect timing for him. So like everyone assumed like
He was
he was
going to
gonna
get
be the
there.
first one to strike, you know.
Well, I
And
think Ted
then
had been sitting on that strat for a little while and was really just he brought it out because it was in reaction to knowing that Clem was going to stream for these attempts, and I think Ted wanted him to not be using a suboptimal strat.
No, I think the wall shot, or the British window or whatever, that was known about for like a year or so but not by everyone. That was kind of it was just like brought up by Kaido, I think.
Yeah.
But then it came up again right as Clemens was streaming. So I watched a lot of those, and then after I played Streets, I like jokingly decided to play more. I was like, I saw Boss got his surfaced. Yeah, this is how it happened. So I saw Boss got his surface to DLTK on Tide with the strat, and I was like, I wonder if I could do this but with the fence shot, and so I did, and I got the 131 untied DLTK, and so I was like, nice. I could probably untie LTK too, and so and then that's where I got
just pausing on the DLTK also, for a moment. That's your first untied across either game. Any difficulty?
Yeah, right? If you're counting LTK, DLTK, you surface DLTK.
So like, how did that first feel to know that on DLTK you've gone faster than anybody ever has?
It felt really nice to have an untied, even if it was on like this, the decidedly difficulty. It felt nice to sort of go above that and also attempt the fence shot, which no one had done on DLTK before. So that was cool. And then I think I had this going to S2 LTK and 00. I wanted to prove them both because if I was going to go for the LTK and Tide, I also didn't want my 00 time to be slower than the LTK time, so I sort of went for them both at the same time. And so I got the LTK on Tide first, which was 124, which that felt pretty good. And
which
then
was,
I was
I'm
just
assuming, is faster than your 00 time was then, or
yeah,
did you improve
I did improve 00 to 128, but then I got 124 right after. So for a time, 124 was on LTK was faster than my 128 on 00. But then I focused on 00, got a second PB 126 after a few days, and then the same day I got 123, and I was like, all right, this is nice. I think I'm gonna stop here. And then so that was my plan actually. I didn't think I was gonna play anymore, because Clemens at the time, he was still streaming, he was still going for it. I think Alu had started at this point with the nade strat too. He had gotten like a 119 fail where it was just the comms that failed, which was really devastating for sure.
And Gus posted a few runs in around there as well too. Where did that fit into the time frame? So I think actually Gus posted his world record for first is 121 with the missed warp, which was unfortunate. I got to say, Gus came out following that. He came out with like the most wholesome comment in the Elite ever. I don't care if I choke to 120 as long as Jack gets 53. Like before the Jack Star 53. Like that was totally really nice. Wholesome.
But he got that. I think Wotus got 122 the same day or the day before. I think Ari got 123 sometime around there. So there's a lot of top players, like top 10 players all going for it. Clemens still going for it. Ilu going for it with the nade strat. He's still the only one to have gone for the nade strat, which is really interesting. And then so I get 123 as well, and then I decide that I'm going to be done with the level. So I go to Caverns, and I get that really quickly, Caverns 101. It only took me like, I think just 2 days, so I got that really quickly, and then later, it's later that night, there's still, Clemens is still grinding for it. He's streaming, and still no one has gotten the untied, and so I decided just to boot it up and was like, okay, one last session, let's see if I can somehow make this work.
So
And
you're
then
thinking this is your last
yeah,
chance before Clem comes and claims up the record, right?
yeah. I'm like, this is gonna be the last time I try going for this, and all of a sudden I get the run. I get the first 3 cams all nice. The fence shot is really fast, and I'm just thinking, please hit the window cam. I hate the fucking window cam, dude. That
The
is
window cam
the worst.
sucks.
It is the worst thing ever. I'm just like, please hit the window cam.
How's your
And I
heart
get it in
going
like,
after you hit the third cam?
oh yeah, it's going up, and I'm like, I know this has a chance. Um, so I hit the window cam like 3 or 4 bullets, and then I just my mind just blanks after that, and I somehow, I don't know how, I pull off a really nice I shoot it very nicely, like 6 or 7 shots, and um I remember, you can't hear in the video, but Dusky's like talking to me, my brother who lives with me is like screaming in the background at his video game, and so I'm all this chaos. I hit the mine throw, and then yeah, the rest is history. 120 pops up, and yeah, it was crazy. It was, yeah. Still cannot believe I managed. Yeah, still cannot believe I managed to get it, and amidst all that competition and the gold rush. So that was a really nice to have, for sure. And then yeah, a few days later, I go for 47, get that pretty quickly, and then I have the really insane 500 sweep. So
Yeah,
these are days to remember for sure.
absolutely. That's an
My first inside.
interesting comment that you say. You know, you kind of after the window cam, you don't remember all that much. You know, like
Yeah, it's my mind just goes blank. I like don't even try to focus on the calm shot. It just kind of happens.
you know, speedrunning in many ways. I keep looking at it like top tier competitive sport in some kind of ways because the way that it takes you, you know, your hyper focus and top sports players often talk about being in the zone, you know, that kind of ethereal floaty thing where things just kind of flow and happen. So it sounds like, would you say that you kind of hit that sort of thing? Is that why it's blanked out, or is it?
Yeah, I think it's more that I'm just in the zone, but yeah, it felt more like it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It just happened. Like when I shot those 5 bullets, I didn't really think about how to shoot it, or like thinking that it was untied pace or whatever. I just did it and like got it really quickly, and then yeah, I guess you could say into the zone. Just put it in short.
And so, I mean, you've come to the game what 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's December 2017.
So how did you did you even, you know, December 2017? Did you even think that getting a world record was possible, let alone achieving an untied, something nobody else has ever done?
Yeah, I was really hoping I could at least get Runway Agent 22, because December 2017, you know, Carl had just gotten Down 52 and Archives 15.
Yep.
2 of the boring 4 just gone like that, and he was going for Bunker 116. And so, and at the time, Runway 21 was still, like, it was the only one where we were like, is this even possible?
Yeah.
Like, at that time, we still weren't sure.
I don't think anybody thought 21 was possible until Berg actually done it.
Yeah, and so I sort of made my first goal as a world record to go for Runway 22, because I thought for sure that like Carl would have gotten it, or Clemens, he was also going for it, would have gotten it, like Bunker 116, that is.
Yep.
So I didn't want to go for 17 immediately. I wanted to at least have a chance at getting a world record and going for 22. And it took me a while. It took me a couple months. It took like a combined 40 hours, I think it was, and like 523s. And yeah, it was not a fun grind, but it was also because, like, you know, I was a new player. I wasn't skilled at all, and most of my attempts were just complete shit. I didn't have a my stick for most of the grind was like a 2 out of 10, so that didn't help either. So
And
yeah, it took me a
if I
while.
remember the timing on that right as well, were you part of the rush to try and kill 23 in there as well?
I was actually, yeah, I was. I was hoping at one point to kill 23's points, and then I was at another point. I was hoping to be the 100th person to get 22,
Yeah.
but neither of those happened. Um, I ended up being the 102nd person to get 22. Um, oh man, I still remember the run. I did not think it was it at all, and like my dad was calling me up for dinner, and I was like finishing up the run. I was like, okay, this is shitty 23, and then I just skip past the end screen. I see 22. I'm like, holy shit, I got it! What the fuck?
You pulled
So
the
yeah,
Lotus. We had to go back and check the end screen.
yeah, so that was funny. Good memory. First world record.
I just actually, in a different conversation, I rewatched my 22 earlier this week, and I watched the run. It's complete and utter trash. Like, I only hit 2 of the juggles, and it's still 22 somehow.
Yeah.
Like, so, and the only reason why I watched the cinema and delay the end screen is because it was first thing in the morning. I was sitting there waiting for I was having a sip of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do either of those.
So that's so you've taken me back to kind of December 2017 when you're getting started. Like, what was this the first game for speedrunning that you got into, or how did you?
No,
I had.
So yeah, speedrunning. I actually started off with the world's hardest game, which was like that flash game of like cool math games, you know?
Yep.
Like with the red square and the blue dots, basically. So I actually got into that a little bit. We had a community. There's still a community there. It's grown a little. But yeah, that was sort of my first introduction into speedrunning. I didn't have a very good time at it, but it was something. And I actually remember watching Darbian's channel. That was one of the first like speedrunning channels I watched, was Darbian's videos.
Yep.
And the first GoldenEye video I watched was actually Darbian's Damn Agent 54.
Oh, right.
And I just remember thinking, this is such a weird game. What the fuck is this? Like, why is he looking down? What's going on? but yeah, I came across more, like, as I was looking into speedrunning a little more, and I came across, like, you know, the Lockwood 112. I came across Goose's channel, and I was like, man, I got really intrigued. This was all back in like June 2017, actually, when I was getting intrigued. And so, but at that time, like, I didn't get the console or anything. I did join the Discord for a bit, and I was trying to chat around a little bit. And I downloaded this emulator. It wasn't the like 60 FPS one that Dusky uses, or like any of us use. It was just like shitty, like awful emulator. Yeah, it was something bad like that, where it ran like 10 FPS and it was awful. But I played that for a month, getting just like bad times, not using any strats. I just wanted to speed run, and then so this was July 2017, and then for like a few months, I like kind of faded out of it. I was actually, I don't know if you've heard, but I was into cup stacking still at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so which was I was still on the USA team for that, but I was kind of fading in relevance. You know, I hadn't gotten like any.
You're a washed up cup stacker.
Yeah, I was kind of getting washed up a little, and so by November or December, like I kind of looked back into this, and I like, you know, I really want to get into this now, and so I eventually did get the N64 on TV and stuff. So, yeah, then it all started from there.
I'm interested in the cup stacking. I didn't actually know that much. I don't know anything about cup stacking, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, what is cup stacking? How did you? What's
Yeah.
the? What's that
So
all
it's a sport where you like it's pretty self-explanatory. You just stack plastic cups and like there's like there's predetermined sequences you have to do.
So you're trying to build
There's
like
only
different formations or something, or
yeah, and yeah, it's something I got into in like 2009. I was 9 years old at the time,
yeah.
and so um, yeah, that kind of really piqued my interest at that time, and I continued doing it. I eventually was a Colorado state champion in a few years, and was going to a lot of national tournaments. I had this YouTube channel that I started up for cup stacking, and it went pretty well for a while. But yeah, 2016 and 2017, um, uh, I kind of faded out of it. And yeah, Perna, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Peter Ford, who uh, is one of the top stackers. He has a so there's this uh, one of the sequences is called the cycle, and the fastest time for it is like 4.4 seconds, I think. I had a 5.4 seconds in 2017, which was pretty nice. But yeah, Peter Ford is one of those guys who has a sub 5 time in that, so he's really good, and he also he plays SM64 as well. Um, but yeah, that was a big part of my life for the better part of like 8 years or so. So yeah,
I can see there's like a logical building from this kind of competition of cup stacking and timing, by the sound of it, into speedrunning. Like there's obviously
yeah,
some
for
sort of
sure.
competitive drive underneath
Yeah,
there.
it's very similar to speedrunning actually, just a lot more physical activity. And I mean the sequences are like a lot shorter, so it's like a lot more optimized. Like um, it took like the first sub 6 cycle was achieved in 2008. The first sub 5 was achieved in 2013, and it only and you know how we see like untides as a big thing, like
Yep.
seconds cut. We see like milliseconds cut as a big thing in like the stacking world. That's how like crazy it's gotten, but that's just because of the length of the events, you know. But yeah, it's similar in a lot of ways for sure.
And is the timing for that like cubing, where you got like an external timer, or is it on video on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
front account? Or
we used the exact same timers, actually, the stack mat timers they were called. Um, the world record website is called I can type it in. It's called thewssa .com. But those are like the official, like the sanctioned world record times, because you know there's like tournaments like there is for like cubing and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think the official world record that's been tracked is like 4.75. Yeah, 4.753. And then I think the unofficial, like just done at home record is like 4.47 something. So
yeah, it's like
pretty crazy stuff.
it's another example. It's escaping me the specifics of it, but like if you perform the record in a competition, it's different than in performing it just in practice, repeated reps at
Yeah,
home.
because in a competition you only get 3 attempts per uh, like go at it. Like you step up to the table, you get like two warm-up attempts, and you get 3 real attempts.
Yep.
But at home you can just do as many attempts as you
You
want,
just sit there and
so
crank out
it's a lot different.
repetition.
Yeah. hmm
And if you're just using plastic cups, do they crumple all the time, or?
yeah, so they're like special cups. They're like designed for stacking.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but they are very prone to cracking and um like squished. They get squished up a lot and they stick to each other. So there's a lot of like problems we deal with that. I broke so many cups in my time. Um, yeah, it's just something you got to deal with. You go through a lot of cups really quickly, and um, one of the shitty parts about it that kind of forced me to leave was that there was only one type of cup to be used in the competition. It was the one that they designed basically. So, um, and then after that caused some problems with another like person, another stacker in the community.
Yeah.
That kind of forced me to like leave as well because I don't know, it was more of a thing that where they were like discrediting the sport as an actual sport basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it good memories from
Good.
that time. I'm not gonna bash like the people or friends I made along the way, but yeah, was a fun time.
So like I'm going back to kind of GoldenEye stuff now. You
Yeah.
late 2017, you got an N64. How does the controller feel to somebody like you who's coming late to that generation? Like, because
Yeah.
like, what was the main console that you feel that you grew up with? Was it like a
Um,
Wii, PS3, that sort of
it was the
generation? Or?
Xbox 360 actually. I
Yeah.
played um I I really wasn't much of a gamer actually before I joined the Elite. Um, but yeah, when I did, it was usually on the Xbox, playing Call of Duty with my brothers, and I played Madden as well, Madden NFL.
So you've gone from
So
this modern, comfortable controller with
yeah,
two sticks. You know, how does it feel picking up the old N64 stick from 1996? You know,
yeah, it was
literally
really
before you were
weird.
born.
It was weird at first. It was like the joystick having to control it with my left finger felt really weird instead of my right because that's sort of for the most part how you would like control the turning on the like um Xbox and like Call of Duty games is with your left or with your right finger, your right thumb. But yeah, using the left thumb was really weird at first, and having to press down C buttons to move was kind of a change as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's something feel like I got used to it pretty quickly. It um, it really wasn't all that bad, and I'm glad I stuck with Alien Finger because coming in, I didn't know if I wanted to use Alien Finger or keyboard because I knew those were like the two main control styles. I'm glad I stuck with Alien Finger though. So um,
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know. It's uh, just looking at keyboard. I feel like it's a lot. It limits some of the things you can do well within like the realm of 1.2, such as like Arlene's. I feel like would be uh, a little trickier to figure out with Alien Figure. I mean, I know it's been done, but um,
Or the Fletcher 1.4 strats?
yeah, like 1.4 or just I don't know, switching between natural grip and Alien Finger just felt like something that I wouldn't appeal to me, so I stuck with Alien Finger.
Yep.
Yeah.
After playing natural grip for, and I've got a bloody dog barking outside. After playing natural grip for like a better part of 25 years before I joined, like I could only go to Alien Finger. I had no idea how
Yeah.
people playing keyboard just looks really awkward to me.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So, you told me about going for a runway, but how did you feel when you first started getting into the game? What were the kind of levels and goals that you were going for back then when you first started
Yeah.
out?
No, yeah, I remember the first days. I recorded a few runs on my old camera actually, which was like I was playing a lot of like beginner friendly levels like streets and runway and depot and stuff like that. And the first points I got was runway agent 23 back when that was still points. And my pop off is way too big for a runway 23, but it's funny. Um,
There's no such thing. You're
those
clearly happy with it in the moment.
Yeah. So yeah, those were my first points, and then next I went for Depot 26, and that was like 50 points at the time. So that was a bigger step up. I feel like, and So that was a nice time to get within like the first 10 days of me playing the game.
Yep.
And then yeah, for the next few months, I was, like I said, either going for Runway 22 or basically just level hopping, getting points if I could, and yeah, and those were like the first days I started hanging out in voice chats with like Dusky and like the boys like Harry, Randy, Madoka, Sammy, all those guys. We were doing an Iries Discord server at the time. Um, that's where all the voice chat happened back in early 2018. And I
Yep.
was speaking of Irie, I was watching a lot of his streams. Irie's the one I have to shout out him because he's the one that kind of like really got me in. He was the first person I kind of started talking to at first in the elites, and yeah, shout out to him because I don't think I would have continued in 20 November 2017 if it weren't for Irie. So yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, you need those
But
people to
yeah.
open the door for you.
hmm Um, but yeah, it was a really fun time up until like summer league when I like took a break. Like I played like the first month of summer league and then uh yeah um I don't know what happened. I like decided to take a break for a while from in like July. Um, but yeah, that first like half a year of playing was a fun time. I didn't have to invest time in many big grinds. It was just like a lot of figuring out how to play the game, basically.
Yep.
So
And then, so it must be about then that you started to get involved with Century Club, right?
yeah, well that would have been the end of 2018. Yeah, that was late 2018. Yeah, I had gotten Bunker 117. I was the last to get it as a world record, which was nice.
How many
Um,
hours before Carl was that?
5 hours before Carl.
Still
But
counts.
yeah, yep, still a world record. But yeah, I wasn't playing that much at the time still because I didn't have a CRT. Like I had gotten rid of it when I went to college.
Okay.
Um,
How were you
and so I was
playing
looking.
through OBS?
I was
Please.
playing through Amarek, which was, yeah, I would not recommend that.
Oh,
Um,
yikes!
yeah, I somehow managed to get Bunker 117 through Amarek, so there's that. um, and then I also got a bunch of invest times back when that invest craze first started through Amarek as well.
Right.
Got
Yep. So
invest
that's
105.
you say the invest craze. That was like the start of the Zoom strats, right?
Yeah. But yeah, moving back to Century Club, that was right around that time. I remember Carl texting me when I was on Thanksgiving break. He's like, "Yo, man, you wanna join our horde? We're calling it New Pap right now. It's New Pap. That's our tentative name." I'm like, all right, sure, Al. I've never been in a horde before, so this will be interesting. I didn't know what times I was gonna get, but and for a while I didn't get any times because, like I said, didn't have a CRT. But yeah, I eventually got the CRT. It's the one I still have today. A little 13-incher. So that was nice. It fit in my dorm room pretty well. And I got like my horde times, which were like Archive 16, Caverns 102. Nothing too remarkable. I think my best time I got was like Invest 158. Um, then of course I decided to make the famous now Dual 9 skits, which was a hit. So that was a good time making that horde.
I rewatched
And
that yesterday in preparation for this, actually, because
yeah,
I'd forgotten about it, and I told somebody I was having you come on here, and you're like, you got to talk about the Dual 9 skit.
yeah, yeah. No.
So what's
Yeah.
what's the TTs on that? You know, on that run up to the laser skip.
It's I get I all I remember it was a 23.65 zoom, which is easy 102 pace if I'd hit a good laser skip. but I didn't. And that was actually a run I had gotten on stream when I was going for 103. Um, so I decided to like clip that run
Yep.
and put it in as my 102, my fake 102. Um,
Do you have 103 by then? Like, is that
yeah,
Century
I
Club?
had. So yeah, I had. So no, Century Club was. I got Invest 103 like. Um, I got Invest 103 a few weeks before Century Club, and I was just too excited to hoard that I just wanted to immediately post it, and
Well, like
and
the
then
initials
like
that are on that line before
yeah.
JD are IL, KJ, BB, TF.
Yeah, that was real. That was really exciting for me to be in a fucking world record with those people. That
That's
was
yeah, that's some
yeah.
elite company.
hmm That was like the time that sort of kind of put me on the map at first. So getting that was really fucking nice. Um, and then yeah, after a few days, I'm like, huh, I feel like I should have hoarded that. Um, But what if I just came up with the idea? What if I were to fake hoarding the 102 somehow? And I uh, I was talking about it with BK and the others in there and Yendis and all them, and I was like, what if I put in a dual 9, but before the run I faked putting in an Invest 102, and they loved that idea. So I quickly went to get dual 9. It took me a few hours of it. And then I made the video, and I just wanted to make as much of as a huge of a shit post as I could with that video, and I think it worked out really well.
Yeah,
Um,
that video did work out really well.
yeah.
I mean, there's a little snippet in there as well, which I wasn't aware of this that had happened. I didn't know where it fit in, but it also features a clip of the JD Fortnite dance.
Yeah.
Do you want us to tell us
Um,
about that?
yeah, the Fortnite dance. So that was part of the band user 7 drama and the Goose drama and all that back in late November 2018. Um, I think what happened was band user 7 had gotten the Archives 15, and he was the third person to get it. And like at the time, he was banned from the ranking, so he wasn't able to post it. And so a day after he got that time, he posted his like 10-minute long video on why he's like, yo, the elites have banned me from their ranks for no reason or whatever. Uh, and then in response, since at the time like the TikTok dances were so like popular at the time, like the ironic TikTok, I decided to just like make one of those in response to his video, just having myself Fortnite dance over that. Just and so that's where that came from. Um, and then yeah, all that drama went down for a few weeks, and it all like kind of spiraled up on the famous 11/27 day, where Goose kind of was like, all the screenshots of Goose came out, and we were Goose and Carl were trying to get Orami on the ranks, and there was just a bunch of chaos, and yeah, kind of everything in the whole like leadership structure in the elite kind of changed that day and the weeks following. So that was an interesting time to be around. Um, but yeah, the Fortnite dance is a relic of that time period, I would say.
Hey, sorry, we got distracted from talking about Century Club stuff. So you were saying that one
Yeah.
of the better times that you had in Century Club, you had your Archive 16, you had
hmm
some others in there. Like, how did you feel sitting on those type of things? Like, you couldn't wait to release 103.
hmm Yeah, yeah. I was really excited about my Invest Essay 158 because um, um, I felt that was a really cool time to put in there, like, be in. That was another time where it was like sub 2 had on Invest Essay had just been achieved just a few months before, and only by, I think it was just Clemens, Boss, Ace, Swiss, and Green who had gotten sub 2, and then I was the next person.
Yeah.
Um, so that was a really hype time to put in there. That was a time I went for a while actually. After I got 103. Um, so yeah, it was pretty fun hoarding that and making. I sort of wanted to make my section, the section of the horde with pretty shit posts, like there's the dual 9, but there's also like the skit with um like I had the room tour skit, I had the MBR skit with like me and Ricky like get beating each other's times, then I eventually go for the 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 better strategy is
Yep.
how that ends up. And then like I think I did something with the rescue agent time. So yeah, it was really fun making that horde. Um, yeah, and one thing I really like about that horde still is, even though the times are kind of subpar for the most part, I really like the music choices we made for that horde. I think it's one of my favorite horde in terms of music choices.
You say the times are subpar, but I mean the stated goal at the start of it was noob pap, right? So
Yeah, yeah. We weren't gonna try to go for like crazy times or anything. Um, like we were all relatively new players at the time. It was me, BK, Happens. Berg was in there, but he didn't hoard at all. He was going for runway 21 the whole time. um, and Yenda. I said Yendis already, right?
well, you did just now anyway.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it was all four of us. We didn't have super high expectations at all. We just want to make something fun that everyone would enjoy. I'm gonna take my sweater off. It's getting really hot. Give me a second.
Yeah.
All right.
Comfort achieved.
Yes.
So I guess you kind of finished up project, not project 20, bloody Century Club, right? So but you had a break before that. Did you have another break after Century Club, or did you just get stuck into everything after that?
No, I kind of like just kept going. I got a lot more times, trying to improve my rank, and then um, as it really picked up once the semester ended, and then I went back home, and the summer league started again, and so.
I mean, I remember joining the ranks in the similar sort of time, late 2018, start
Yeah.
2019, and looking at Invest, for example, and seeing your initials there, I'm like, who the fuck is this JD kid,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then I click on your profile and I look at your times page, particularly on PD, and it's all fucking blank except for this line of like 90 pointers and world records on Invest. Like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Because like you said, like in that company, in that there's not many names. They're pretty well, legendary within the PD community. The names that you're in there with Invest, right?
Yeah.
So you lining up for summer league of well, it's not even summer league, it's winter league for me because I'm Australian. But league, 2019. How are you kind of feeling getting into that? Like, what are your goals when you're thinking about league 2019?
I was really, like you said, my PD times page was mostly NAs, so I was really looking to get a lot of PD times. But that plan faded pretty quickly because I got pretty mad at a lot of levels. There's a clip of me just getting really fucking mad at Chicago PA, the bug throw, because I could not get it to work, and I spike my controller and leave the Discord call. And then after that point, I think besides one MBR time, I did not play PD for the rest of Summer League. I just played GoldenEye the rest of Summer League, and I was actually the captain of the team that league. I was the captain of the Zoomers.
The Zoomers, yes, I remember
Yeah.
the Zoomers. Yeah.
and we ended up finishing second to last place, which sucks. But yeah, the uh yes, that was a weird type of transition from trying to play PD and trying to improve my rank there until just like saying fuck it all. I'm a GE player. Fuck this PD shit. In the famous words of Samo, I'm too dumb for PD. Take me back to GE or whatever. Yeah.
I feel with that song every time I play PD.
Yeah.
You who has the bigger controller death count? Is it you or Samo?
The control death count?
The controller, like who's destroyed the most controllers out of you and Samo?
Oh, probably Samo. I haven't destroyed that many controllers actually, just like one or two. I try to be as gentle as I can while also I usually don't like I'm not that type to like usually smash controllers or whatever. I'm more the type to like smash my desk or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
You haven't thrown a chair into a bookshelf.
No,
yet.
no, I'm definitely not a chair thrower either. I'm trying to take good care of this nice office chair right here. So
when's the first dishwashing stream?
that would have been in. I remember I attempted to do one, but it didn't work. I attempted to do one like probably like September or October. It was probably more like September-ish. But it didn't work. It lasted like 2 minutes, so I don't really count that one. Then the next time I attempted it was in like November, and it was during one of the ECM marathons, and this time it actually worked. And then Jono, who had just finished like a Cruise in USA run or something, he saw that I had started streaming, and he just decided on a whim to put it on the
ECM.
Yeah, on the ECM stream, and and they were just watching that for like half an hour, which was really funny. But yeah, that was like November 2019 was like the first real dishwashing stream.
Now, did that start in a bit of a reaction to the famous, Root 2 dishes thing, or was?
No, that was more of a. That was more of, sort of. I was going for the Pollywood lawnmower stream. It was more inspired by that, I think. Why I wanted to try doing that.
Streaming our generacy as well as our degeneracy.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, I mean, that gets us pretty well close to talking about Project 2020, somewhere in there. You it started out as what, Century Club 2?
Yeah. So it actually, Project 2020 was, as far as I know, it was always the working title, and it just ended up being the real title of the Horde. So we never even actually changed it. And
it's
so
stuck
I actually
better
got
than Pap.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely stuck better than that. It actually started in July 2019, like BK and Yendis, and they actually invited Dr. Light. And then they decided to invite me a little later on as well. And by that time, like, I think BK had already gone a couple times. He got like Villa 105 and something else. And yeah, I feel like this one I was a little less involved in, Project 2020. I didn't get as many times. I wasn't playing as much, like, when we were hoarding.
Yep.
And so I only got a few times, but I was really keen on seeing what the others were going to get, especially when we got Callie in the Horde. He actually came in pretty early, but I was still excited. Like, the first thing he was playing for was the Surface 100-147. But the first time he got was Cradle 0033, which he caked pretty hard. And then, but yes, yeah, Callie. Sorry, Kaylee was my old Taco Bell boss. I'm back to the dishes thing again. Anyway, yeah, Callie, he was a fucking monster. he was grinding so hard every day for like the 147 and then the 146 and then other times like the bunker to 223. And yeah, so that was insane to see. And then like in October, Ace Yenda somehow got Ace in the horde, which was even more exciting. And then I think yeah, Joey was grinding surface too, and he got the 121. And we didn't even get to see the run for like a month because he had to send his like VHS tape to places or something.
Yeah.
So see, I was more kind of on the sidelines for that horde. Just it was insane to see everything that was kind of going on with all the records that these people were getting. And like Ace, that was where his like rampage of PD started, was hoarding in Project 2020.
Yeah, well, he took back
So
GE champ, and so he could move on to PD,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
So your
pretty
vibe
much.
in Project 2020 for your section was a bit less shitposty than.
Yeah, it was just a showcase. Like I got the Invest PA 235 to show my leaderboards, and then I also got the Air Force 119, which was a really nice time, a 90 pointer. Um, it wasn't much, but it was something. I'm glad I at least was part of the epic horde. It was like a, what is it, 2 hours 15 minutes long. So I'm glad
Yeah.
I was in the I was part of it at least, and got to be in the be in conversations with the other people who were getting insane times.
And it seems like it might just not, the timing might not have been right for you, because following Project 2020, you've kind of gone on a bit of a rampage yourself
Hmm.
since then.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Like, what are some of the times that you got
it's
so far this year? You've got like 33s and
mhm.
23 and.
No, yeah. I kind of So the first year and a half, I I wasn't playing. I still kind of wasn't really playing that much. I was settling into where I live now, which is my apartment. And just it was it was more casual for me. I was still working every night at Taco Bell, and then and I also wanted to sort of save um a lot of times for Summer League 2020, and so that's where I really started to pick it up again. Was 2020. I actually played a lot more PD than last year this time. Um, got the Defection 5, and then I also got the Cradle 33 on uh, the Daily
Oh, the
Double
Daily
Day, which
Double,
was really
yes.
nice. Yeah, or the Daily Bonus, I guess it's now called. Um, so that was really cool to get that on that day. And yeah, I rose my PD rank a little more, got a few more GE times, but yeah, this past league was a lot more PD for me. And of course, I was on Oxley State High School, Samo's team. We miss you, Samo. Hope you come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun to be on that team. Was Cordy was at first was going on a bit of his own kind of rampage of world records. Cordy's an insane player. Like if he played not just during summer league, I feel like he could be a lot higher ranked than he actually is.
It was
He's
pretty
an insane player.
strong top three for Oxley State. You,
Hmm.
QWERTY, and Samo, right? Like,
Yeah,
you were in first place on and off there with, what was Yendis's team?
it was. Oh, what was it? Yeah, it was the group therapy.
Group Therapy, that's right.
And
So it
he,
was good competition
yeah,
between Oxley State and Group Therapy
yeah,
for a bit, back and forth.
yeah, and I think we had, no, we didn't have the most records because Ace had his own team, so he got
Yes.
all the records. But we had the second most records, and Group Therapy was the only team who didn't have a single world record, which was crazy. But they still won the league.
It cleaned up.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Course Ace has the world records. I mean, that's the rest of us are just playing in the non-Ace league
Hmm. Pretty
sometimes.
much. Yeah. Yeah, Perna, you'd know all about it. He's a
Yeah,
group therapy member.
yeah. He's here
Him
to
and
gloat.
Zelliver, or I forget if Zelliver was on his team or not.
Nah, Zella was on Team Turn Up on BK's team.
That's right. Yeah.
So we came in. I was
It,
a
he,
shitter there.
yeah, Bance was the other guy on group therapy. He was really killing it that league.
Yeah, Bands tore shit
So
up.
him, Perna, and Yendis were the big three for them, and they overpowered us basically.
Big combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big combination. So
And then
over the last sort of 6 months or so, you've come out with quite a fair bit of times. Like, is there anything that stands out that you're really proud of achieving?
Yeah. I guess I'll just start off with all the records I got. After summer league, I played a little bit of Invest, got a few PVs, and then I was playing GoldenEye a bit one night, and I started up Cradle's Secret Agent just for no reason at all. And then within 20 minutes, I get a kill, and he drops a nade. The nade completes, and it's a 33. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? I got a 33. And that was insane. I got in voice chat with the boys.
Amazing luck.
Yeah, it was crazy. 20-minute time. And so the next day, naturally, I decided to play 00. 4 kills later, got the nade, it completed, it's 33. And I'm like, what the fuck? I have, my car is fucking blessed. Like, this car was blessed by me from Jesus Christ himself. Like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Doak himself has come down and touched the car.
Dr. Doak has blessed upon me the cart of the golden nade. I don't know. Something like that. So yeah, just like that, I somehow had the Cradle 33 sweep. And then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna go for more world records. So the next one I went for was Surface 102, which was a really overdue time for me. I felt like, and I got it pretty quickly.
Since Randy to get that?
I think so. It was either
because I feel like it's been really uncommon since we've lost.
Yeah, it's weird, and no one's really gone for it in the past while. Yeah, it's Randy, then it's me. So
wow,
are we the only two in 2020?
Yeah, because
no, he didn't even get his. He got his in 2019. So far, I'm the only person in 2020 to get this time.
Because I remember I got 103 back in February, and it's only been bopped by you, I guess.
Yeah.
Compared to like the amount of 102s that happened in 2019 is everyone's trying to get the last set of initials.
Yeah.
It was a lot of movement there.
That's interesting. So I got that, and then I was looking around. I said, yeah, there's a lot more records I could get. Could get Surface 247. I could get Depot 23. I could get Streets 111. And so I decided Streets 111 was the next time for me, and I was like, that was a big challenge actually with Streets 111. I think besides my Untied, I think Streets 111 was really one of the times I was really most proud about. That time took me 76 hours, countless trolls. It was not fun to grind, but I'm really glad it paid out, and yeah, I'm really glad I got it with the new cutscene strat too, a little showcase of that. Basically what that was, was to help the second grenade card not spawn in the bad location.
So the main loss of doing that is that you just can't get like an exact frame count for the level.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you wouldn't be able to tell exactly what your run is.
Yep.
So like I saw the final decimal of my run, but I didn't know for sure what time it was because it wasn't an accurate.
Because the cut's not going to be frame perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was a really nice time to get, and then of course I went and got all those Surface 2 times. Got Caverns 101 in the middle of that, and then Surface 247. I got the the sweep, of course, I already talked about that, so I
Yep.
won't go into that. And then the last time for me was the Depot 23, and then Sam Haycock at the same time decided to go for that, and he was so much better at warp consistency than I was. Like he had like a I think it was like a 5 hour session where it was like he got no, it was no, he had like it was only like a couple hours where he got like 4 warps, and I had like a session where I just like a 5 hour session where I just like 1 warp and that was it. And I was like, oh, this sucks. It's gonna take me so long. And I was really bad at the train shot too. I I haven't hit I did not hit a train shot. I was not hitting train shots on any of my warp runs, which was really shitty. And but like every run was 24. Like all of my runs where I got a warp, they were all 24. So that was like the one good sign that was the only good sign that if I was gonna get a good ending, that it was at least gonna be 24. I was consistent at that at least. And then yeah, there was the so Sam eventually beat me to the 23. He got it before me. Of course, his warp consistency was a lot better than mine.
Yep.
Um, and then the next night, I was grinding still, and then I got a warp. Pretty bad ending. It was 24, and I was like really pissed because I didn't like on that run. I didn't even like I didn't like shoot for the train shot for some reason. Like I pressed Z, but it didn't register, which was really weird. And I was pissed about that. But then just a few minutes later, I got another warp. It was a really good ending, but again, I didn't get the train shot. Like I hit the train door and I was like, "Fuck, dude! I hit the fucking train door. It's another 24." And then everyone in the voice call is just like, "Oh man!" And they're all looking at my screen. 23 pops up. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And everyone just like, "What the fuck? Was that a train shot?" And I'm like, "No, no train shot." And yes, that's where that craziness ensued.
So did you just have a
Being the
really cool, really good warp into that last train door? Then is that
yeah, I
what?
had a really good warp, but yeah, also my strafing was really good before the warp, and then my ending, I opened up the door on like as early as I possibly could, like the rolling door,
Yep.
and then got into the train pretty quickly as well. So yeah, it was about as good as a run as you could
Really,
get.
really crisp.
Without hitting the shot. And yeah, Rakiath timed it to be a 23.97. So like one more frame, it would have been 24,
Oh,
which is
he's the
which is
depot
funny.
master, so I trust his
Yeah,
timings.
yeah. Hmm.
So you mentioned the VC boys in that you're a fair regular in amongst with that crew. You know, so what's I'm interested in hearing about some of your favorite topics of conversation that come up in there.
Ooh, we love to talk about music a lot, like especially the past like 2020 basically. Like all of 2020, like probably besides GoldenEye and the game, the main topic has been music, and we've all got like now me, Dusky, Luke, Clobber, a few others all have like rate your music accounts, and we all just love like chatting about like uh, just random shit about music, and uh, like we always you go in there. There's a good chance you're gonna hear Luke and Dusky chatting about some Eno song that they heard, or Dusky talking about some new record he got, and yeah, it's really fun. And um, yeah, uh, it's kind of inspired me to sort of like get into that a lot more as well. And um, I've been trying to get in the like I've been trying to get into the music production scene myself as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of helping me sort of like jumpstart myself out of this like sort of like writer's block, like creative block I've been in for a while now, where I've like wanted to make music, I've wanted to produce stuff, but just not had like the motivation or like the reason to, I guess. But Yeah,
And
it's
so
just
the awkward question is always, what's your favorite album? So instead of asking that, like, what's some of the new stuff that you found so far this year out of all those discussions?
yeah. Like I said, they Dusky and Luke talk about a lot, so I've gotten into a lot of his ambient work, such as like Apollo atmospheres and stuff, or like Thursday afternoon or music for films. Just a lot of that ambient stuff. We're also all of us are like really into like the Aphex Twin and like the DJ Shadow introducing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so um, that's something we talk about a lot, um, and then I guess myself, I've just discovered a lot of like new music for myself that I never thought I would listen to. One of which is like Sufjan Stevens. This is a perfect example. I never thought I would find myself listening to him, but after listening to his Illinois album, that's like one of my favorite albums now. So that's like gotten me thinking like, man, if Sufjan Stevens, who I never thought I would listen to him.
Written them
There's
off
what
before.
other yeah, like what other music have I written off that could that could possibly be my favorite now. So that's something like I'm really excited to dig into.
Yeah.
Um, for sure.
And around new music production, like what sort of things are you interested? Like what instruments, or is it through programming, or?
Um, yeah, right now I feel like I'm pretty basic right now. I wanted to for the past few years. I know I've always wanted to do something with my life involved with music. So um, like I've produced a lot of stuff like in like 2017 and 18. Um, but after that, kind of stagnated. It was a lot. It was a lot of like just like basic electronic ambient type stuff. Um, but now I'm actually trying to look into getting sort of a job or a career started in that field. Um, so um, that's kind of where my life is at right now. Besides the speed running stuff
Yep.
goes, yeah.
So, thinking about speedrunning goals, you're doing quite a few streams at the moment. Goals,
Hmm.
say top
Yeah.
20. So,
Yep.
do you see a clear path to getting there? What's the couple of things that you're aiming on to get that done?
Yeah. So I want to improve a lot of my shitty times, such as like I want to get everything at least at first above like 50 points. I still have a bunch of like 40 point times that are on my page, like jungle, depot, control, and right now I'm playing olive facility. I want to get some 80 pointers there.
Yep.
Um, and then I eventually want to end it all off with train because that's the only level I haven't gotten points on. So
Right.
after I've improved everything to where I want it to be, the last thing I want to go for is train and finally like get points on everything.
Are
Um,
you? I'm guessing you're still just playing with the Japanese. You don't have PAL console.
no, I don't have PAL. I don't know if I want to get PAL because like train's not a level I don't think I'll ever be interested in. I mean, who knows? But like
Yeah.
right now, it's not a intriguing level to me. Um,
I hate the
but
locks,
yeah,
man.
if
I
I'm
just hate the locks.
yeah, yeah, I've always struggled with the locks. But yeah, if I'm able to get top 20 and I still have time left to spare before the end of the year, I'd really also like to try to go back on that Invest 102 grind again for PD.
I was about to get to
Um,
that. It feels like a bit of a
mhm.
white whale at this point.
Yeah. Hmm.
As you
I
said
mean,
back in 2018, you were potentially pacing it.
yeah, well, it was, yeah, 20, beginning of 2019. And yeah, I've gone at least 100 hours over the past year and a half trying to get that time. And it's just eluded me. And I've said this to a lot of people, but I think one of the big reasons I never got it was just the mental block of it being an untied world record, which is something I'd never achieved before, and I didn't know if I was ever going to get another chance besides that one to get an untied world record ever. But now that I'm kind of past that mental block, uh, now that I've gotten that surface to double O time, I feel like that mental block won't be there anymore, and so hopefully it should be an easier time getting 102 than it was before. And um, yeah, I see it. That's only like uh, that's only like made my interest higher in wanting to get that time now because like I said, I feel like that mental block of it being untied is gone now. So I'm keen to get into that once I've got all these shitty GoldenEye times done away with.
I mean, no world record in either of the two games is free, but
Yeah,
like having an untied, like it's not. If an untied's that available, I guess like it's known that it's possible, but nobody's done it in 2 years at this point, basically, right?
yeah.
So, despite the caliber of those people that I mentioned that made the first line before you, like none of them have gone and picked it up, right? So, like,
Yeah.
it's not a free time.
No,
It's not,
not it's not free, but it is one of those times where it's potentially someone who's going for 103 could potentially skip to 102. I mean, like Clemens almost did it. Ricky could have done it if he had gotten like a better skip and not like missed a B
Zappos or
press
something.
or whatever. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's one of those times where it just could anybody who's going for 103 could just randomly get a 102, and so that's always kind of like made me a bit nervous about it. But um, yeah, it's a really solid time for sure, and that's where the record should be. I feel like it's 102 is one of the most. I feel like it is the most overdue world record untied in either game right now. So I'm keen to get on that one of these days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you can think of that feels even remotely overdue for either game?
I'll look around. Uh, like Flickr recently got the 113 and 124s on crash site, so that's gone. I mean, Ace has basically obliterated all of PD.
Yep.
Safe to say, there's nothing.
There's not much fat
Nothing
there,
much.
yeah.
Yeah. GoldenEye. Um, I'm looking around, trying to refresh. Um, I feel like not in terms of a untie, but I feel like someone should have tied Frigate 58 by now.
Yep.
Maybe. There's a few people who've had a shot. Frost Ops, Lotus, but no luck.
Frosty just got, was it 59 in the last couple
He got no Frost Ops got 104.
Sorry, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. Let's see here. Maybe Statue 217 on Agent a little bit, but I mean Agent's like a whole different league from SC and Double O. So
Agent's terrible.
like, that's yeah.
Agent might be the worst level in the game.
Yeah, it's one of them. I feel like. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else that like really compares to how overdue 102 is. I feel like so. Yeah,
I mean,
that'll be nice.
We know it's out there, but just because we know it's out there doesn't mean it's been done.
Yeah, and like honestly, I feel like in theory 101 is possible. Like if you
Invest
like,
101.
yeah, like if you put like the sum of best of everything like I've gotten and like other people have gotten, like I've watched a lot of runs, and I just feel like 101 is like in theory possible. It's like one of those times that's so insane that it would take a miracle to happen.
Every single frame out of the run you could get one.
Yeah,
because like invest rounds up too, right? Like it.
It's if it's 9-3, it'll round up. So
need to eke those frames out.
Yeah, Yeah, Flickr. That is true. Actually, the Crouchler on Invest or on Aztec. Uh,
Yeah,
that probably should have happened already. But yeah, there's Jono had the best shot at it, but
yeah.
unfortunately,
That John run
we
hurts
all
to
know what
watch
happened. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna
because
take someone uh interesting to go for it. There hasn't really been like that much action on archives like in the past few years. It feels like just feels a pretty stagnated level for the most part. Like yeah, since I've joined the elites since December 2017, only one untied has happened on it, which was Wotus 123. So yeah,
yep.
it just feels like
Particularly
especially at,
because Aztec's one of those levels where like you can always probably make a little bit more.
mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, it's
it's
never gonna be the perfect run.
yeah.
It's gonna be really good, but it's not never gonna be perfect.
I, I know Luke's been expecting 135 to get knocked off for a long time. I caught
Yeah.
up with Luke for a beer the day before K4.
Mm.
So K4 came out Saturday
Yeah.
morning, our local time, and Luke and I went out for a beer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sweating bullets, worried that somebody's picked up a BA
Oh
stick
yeah.
on double O or gone and knocked off 135, and somebody's got 136 these days, so it's not a 2 second
Yeah.
untied, but it's still it's over 3 years now, I think, isn't it? 2017.
Yeah, it is 3 years now. So yeah, that's a good achievement to have a 3 year untied in these days
Yeah.
for sure.
I guess I'm kind of getting towards the bottom of my list of questions. So, is there any kind of stories that you wanted to share that we haven't got to in any other context yet?
Hmm. Um, I don't. I'm not sure that there is. I think we covered a lot of what I wanted to talk about as well. So, um, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I wanna I wanna do a quick scan over my times page just to see if there's any uh times that I feel like are worth talking about. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just hoping to improve my rank here in the next few months. In GoldenEye, maybe uh, in Perfect Dark too, if it comes to that. If my GoldenEye times are getting really hard to improve, I might switch over to Perfect Dark at some point as well. So, yeah, I'm here to stay for a while. That's for sure.
Yeah, as long as you're still enjoying it, that's the main thing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And it sounds like even if you're playing something else, you're probably going to hang out in VC and talk to those fellas.
oh yeah. I'm still here. I'm still in VC pretty much every day.
Luke's sneaking in a question before we wrap up. He wants the blessed duck cut for the 33s.
Uh, Luke, I will see if we can arrange something. Uh, that would I know that those are two times you're scared about not having for your rank for sure. So I I know I have the blessed card, but it's you're gonna need to have a hefty you're gonna need to have a good offer for me to be willing to give it up for a while. So
And well, are you sure it's the cart too? It might be the console that's blessed. You know, that's
that's
a
also a
risk.
theory.
Shipping the entire, I'm presuming you got to ship the cart to Australia or something like that, and it
Yeah.
might not even be the cart that's lucky.
Hmm.
But thanks very much for coming on and having a chat. It's been
Yeah.
entertaining for
Thank you.
me.
Thank you for having me. There's I really like the MateChat format here, especially I love that Dusky episode, and I haven't watched all of them, so I need to catch up on some of these MateChats. It seems like it seems like a really good format just for like, just getting onto other players and seeing what they have to say about the elite and yeah, their times as a whole.
Yeah, look, I don't know, didn't ask permission, just started doing it. So it's my encouragement. And it's the same thing with like Fletcher and Paulie and the Past the Runway. Don't
Yeah.
just start doing it if you want to do it. no harm, and you know, the people that enjoy it do. So, thanks for hanging out. We'll,
yeah, no problem.
let everybody. Who else? Who's online? I think it looks like Irie's online, so we might kick the stream over to.
Nice.
Kick the stream over to Irie.
Cool. Yeah, thank you once again.
Yeah. Let's see.
And thank you, stream, for watching.
Yes. Trying to cut over to that screen. There we go. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later.
Yeah, see ya.
See you, mate.
Yeah.